Okay, let's look at today's notes, domain and range cheat sheet. So we are going to be doing domain and range a little bit more for a little bit longer. So a reminder from yesterday, domain is all the possible X values, which is also called your input. Range is all possible Y values, which is your output. So domain X, range Y. Okay, to help us remember this acronym, or to help us remember domain and range, there's this acronym. What do you think that name is, the robot? Diller? Maybe? Okay. So we're going to use this acronym, but this is for continuous graphs. We're going to come back to that. So these are discrete relationships. Anytime you have just ordered pairs, a mapping, a table, those are discrete relationships. So we can write, it says D for domain. So our domain is our X values. So let's just list those out. From least to greatest. So it'd be -1, 2, and 3. And then our range is just 0 and 4. And F is for, is it a function or not? Function means X's don't repeat. 2, 0, -1, 4, 3, 4. X's don't repeat. So yes, it is a function.
What do you mean by repeat? Like have the same number on the thing like that?
Yeah, like we could write this as the order pairs 2, 4, -1, 4, or 2, 0, sorry. -1, 4, and 3, 4. The X values are the first number in the order pair. So we have 2, -1, and 3. So they're all new X's. It's not like I have -1 that's in another order pair. Okay, the next one, we have an input-output table. So input is our X, output is our Y. So let's list the domain in order from least to greatest. -3, 0, 2. If it's repeated, we don't write it twice. We only write it one time. And then the range, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, is this one a function?
No.
Why?
X's repeat.
Yeah. Okay, so before we go to the next page, let's look at Diller the robot now, because we are going to do continuous relationships, continuous graphs, to talk about domain and range. Okay, so for domain, we have, hold on. Domain is our input. It represents the left. What is the least number? So left being least X. What is the least X value? And then input again. And then right would be our most, or max. I'm going to put max. Max X, the maximum value that X has. And we are going to write these as inequalities. So the leftmost number, and then either a less than or equal to, x, less than or equal to, and then the max value for x. So how do we know if it's going to be just a regular less than symbol and or a less than equal to symbol?
It has a line under it.
Yeah, if it has a line under it, that means it's included. So it's a closed circle. If it does not, then it's an open circle. It's not included. And then for range deals with the output. The bottom, which is the least y value. The output's going to be y. And then the top, which will be the max y value. And we're going to write this as an inequality also. So it's our smallest number for y, so it's the one that goes down to the bottom. Either a less than or equal to, then we write y, then we write less than or equal to, and then a top value. We go from the bottom to the top. Okay, so let's look at this next one. This one is a discrete function. The way we know it's discrete is because we just have points that are not connected. So with discrete, we're just going to list our x's and y's. But in order to do this, we need to find what our x's and y's are. So we're going to make a table and write all the ordered pairs. So let's see. What is this point right here? Point A. Over -1 and up. Well, it's almost a 5, but not quite. So what do y'all think? It's a little bit more than 4.5. Let's just put 4.8. Okay. B. So that was point A. Point B is, we don't go left or right, so that's 0 for the x value. And then up to 2. 0, 2 is that point. So we've done A, B. So let's do C next. 3, 2. D would be, how many do we go over? And how many do we go up?
1.
So 4, 1. And then E, 0, 0. Do we get all the points? Okay. So now we just need to do the, did I do them all? 0, 2, yeah, 3, 2. The domain and range. So domain is our x's. So let's list those in order from least to greatest. What's the smallest x value? -1, 0, 3, 4. Range. What's the smallest? 0, 1. Yeah. And is it a function? Do x's repeat? And it fails the vertical line test. So this is a no. Okay, now what do you notice about this graph? It's continuous, it's connected. Okay, what about these this line? It's gonna keep going. This is like a window on your graph. Even though you can only see part of it, it extends off the page. unless it has a point. So like this one, see how this one does not extend? It stops. This one stops. This one, it continues in a circle, but it doesn't go off the graph. And then this one goes off the graph. So this one, we should have arrows on it. So our domain is our x values. So we look at the x-axis. This is our x-axis, the one going left and right. We're going to see if we can find out how far left it goes and how far right it goes. So I'm going to start at the origin. How far left will the x values go? If this has an arrow, what does that mean? It goes to infinity. All right. What about the x values starting the origin going to the other side? Infinity. So this is negative infinity is less than x is less than infinity. That means that x is between negative infinity to infinity. You with me? Which this could also just be written as all real numbers. And then the range is how far down does it go? If we look at our y values. Yeah, it's going to keep on going down to negative infinity. And range is dealing with our y's. And then if we go up, what does it go to? Infinity again. And then what about, is it a function? Yeah, if we were to do our vertical line test, yes, it's a function. And the range could be all real numbers too, because it goes from negative infinity to infinity. There's no way to box it in. And that's what we're going to do on the next ones. We're going to see if we can box it in. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, so domain is our axis, so let's label our x-axis. Okay, so domain goes how far left? What's our least value? -6, so -6. Is it included? Is it on the -6?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can use the less than equal to. Domain is x, so we put x. Then we put another less than equal to. How far right will it go? What's the max on the x values? 6. So I could draw these lines. So we only need x values from -6 to +6. And then what about our range? What's our, on our y-axis, what's the lowest we can go? So -4 is negative and 4 included. So it's less than or equal to y. And then how far up does it go? 4. So it's less than or equal to 4. So we can put a box around this function where we have what our min and max is from bottom to top, left to right. What is our is it a function?
No,
Why?
because it's
Yeah, it fails that vertical line test. Okay, let's go to this one. Okay, domain is our x values. So we start on the x-axis. How far do we have to go? Negative 8 because it stops right there. Is negative 8 included?
Yes.
So we're going to do less than or equal to x. And then how far right will it go?
2 and
It's between 2 and 4. So it'd be 3. Is it included? And now what about the range? Range is on our y-axis. 4. Is that the only y value that y can be? So it's just y equals 4. That's it. And what about function? Is it a function? Yeah, if I do my vertical lines, yes. All right. Next one. Domain. What is our x's? Yeah, it goes all the way to negative 5. Is negative 5 included? Yeah. So it'd be less than or equal to x. And what's the most it can go on the x-axis? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it included? Okay. So it's x-axis negative 5, 2, 4. Okay, what about the range? How far down can it go on the y-axis? Negative 3. Is it included? Yeah, so less than or equal to y. And then how high up can it go? So less than or equal to 30. Is it a function? Yes. Okay, let's go to the last one. This is x, this is y. Domain is our x. So what is the least amount it can be? So how do we write this? We only have one number. X equals 3 is our domain. Oh, thank you. Good catch. Okay, and then our range is our y-axis. How far up can it go? And how far down can it go? This arrow means it's going to go to negative infinity, right? And then how far up will it go? Okay, so that would be negative infinity is less than, and we always use just the less than anytime we deal with infinity because you can't actually touch infinity. Y is less than positive infinity. Is this a function? Vertical line test? No. Okay, we're going to glue this in our journal. And then we're going to look at the worksheet from yesterday.
What worksheet?
That one?
Oh, yeah, I didn't do that. Oh,
It's due Monday.
Yeah.
It was the one we did like.
Yeah, it was this one, which we started, but we didn't finish it. I told y'all just do 1 through 12.
Did it in my head.
Okay, so after you glue in that little foldable, we're going to look at this, and there's a couple I want to look at with y'all. All right, so let's look at number 9. Says express the relations as a mapping, state the domain and range, then determine if it's a function. So one thing that I didn't remind y'all of is express it as a mapping. So you're going to draw your little puddles, list out your numbers on the X input and Y output, and then draw your arrows. So our X's, let's list them in order from least to greatest. So it looks like -2. And there's another -2, but we don't have to write it. 0, 5. You need the numbers?
I think so.
Okay, it should be sticking out of that. No, whatever. Okay, and then the Y values, let's look. -1, 3, 4, 3. So -1, 3, and 4. Sticking out at the top. No?
No,
Is that not it?
no, that's.
Oh, well, there it is. Okay. So let's draw the arrows. So -2 goes with -1, 0 with 3, 5 with 4, and -2 to 3. And then we list out our domain. It's already listed for us here, -2, 0, and 5. And then our range, -1, 3, 4. And then, is it a function? Why? Because what? Yeah, X is repeat, so it's a no. Okay, so that should help you make sure you have 1 through 12 done. Okay, let's look at the next page. Let's look at number 13. Our instructions say determine if the graph is a function, then state the domain and range. So let's see, domain and range. So domain is our x's, remember? So let's look at our x-axis, and let's start at the origin, and let's go see how far left do the x values go. That is hard to see. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. It goes all the way to -5. So I'm going to draw a line there. And it's a closed circle, so it's less than or equal to. We're talking about domain, so it's x. And then let's go back to the origin and see how far right can we go for our x values. 7. So less than or equal to 7, because that is a closed circle. So go ahead and draw your lines to work on boxing it in. Okay, and then range is our y-axis. So start at the origin, and we're going to see how far down can we go. What is the furthest down? What's the least y value? -9. -8's here, but there's one lower. So that's why it's -9. And it's included, so we have less than or equal to y. And then go back to the origin. How far up can we go now? 9. So box it in. And it's included. So 9. -9 to +9. So we have put a box around our relationship, our graph. Is this a function? Yeah. If we were to do the vertical line test, so this is yes. Okay, now do number 17. Okay, so 17, let's look at it together now. Domain is x's. So, y'all tell me, how far does it go? -8. What symbol goes next? And what variable is it? Okay, and then how far right does it go? 2. What symbol? Okay. Y'all got that down? Did you get it right? -8 to 2? Okay. So let's do our range. So range is our y-axis. So we start at the origin. Now we're going to go down on our y-axis. What's the furthest down it can go? -5. What symbol do I use? Less than or equal to what variable? Okay, and then how far up does it go? What symbol? Okay. And is it a function? Yeah. Okay, let's see what other ones. Let's do. Let's do number 24. Okay, so domain is our axis, so go to your x-axis, start at the origin. How far left will it go? 0, yeah. So 0, does it include 0? Looks like they touch, right? It's like a semicircle. So it'll be less than or equal to x. And then how far right will it go? 0 to 2 on the x-axis. Remember, we're looking at our x. So x less than or equal to 2. And now our range is our y. So start at the origin and go down. How far down will it go? -2. What symbol? And what variable? Okay, and then how far up will it go? +2. So we were able to contain it within this little rectangle here. Is it a function? Why?
Doesn't pass the line.
Yeah, it passed the line twice, like right there. So it's enough. All right, so you don't have any homework this weekend. We're going to finish this on Monday and take a few more notes. And that is it for today.